Hello, my name is Fox and you're watching Den of Fools. Let's jump right in. The California Team Championship took place in Garden Grove, USA from the 9th to the 10th of March 2024. The team tournament had 5 rounds with 190 players and 920 games played. Joshua Howard topped the individual placings with their Astra Militarum. Ben Jurek also taking card game second, with Brett Cross running Orcs in third. Big congratulations to all these players, and apologies for the poor pronunciation of their names. As a slight change to our tournament spotlights, I'm going to cover the lists more efficiently, while highlighting the strong options rather than going in depth on the rules for each unit. If you would like to see more in-depth reviews for units or army lists, please let me know in the comments. With that said, the winning Astra Militarum list is a good example of what can do well for them. It is quite skewed, and every top placing guard list I have looked at looks pretty similar, with some slight variations. Gaunt's ghosts are taken as they have lone operative and stealth, making them very difficult to remove. They also have infiltrators, and they can be removed from the board at the end of your turn and go into strategic reserve like the Calatus Assassin. Units with this ability are very popular in all factions, as the maneuverability really helps with objective scoring. This list takes Leontis as the Warlord, with a platoon command squad, which will allow him to give his orders out to 12 inches when they join the same squad. I would imagine they all join the infantry squad. That's because Iron Hand Strachan will be joining the Katachan, which are a stable for competitive guard lists at the moment. Strachan will give them all lethal hits, and he has some Strength 6, AP 2 and Damage 2 melee with full rerolls for himself when he charges. This combined with 20 Strength 4, AP 1 and Damage 1 attacks from the Jungle Fighters can actually deal some decent damage on the charge. Finally, for HQs you have the Engine Seer, which can give a vehicle a 4+ symbol while restoring D3 wounds in the command phase. This is a very nice durability boost for the Storm Sword, which is the one with the Siege Cannon for some massive anti-tank firepower. We have 3 full squads of Bulgrin, which are very popular in top guard lists. They are very tanky for the points, with toughness 6, 3 wounds, a 6+ feel no pain, -1 damage, and the shields give them a 4+ symbol. We have a cheap Cyclops demolition battery, with no less than 3 squads of the very popular Kazakin. They can choose an order in the command phase to be affected by, in addition to any orders you give them in their turn. Finally, we have a small squad of Scions, and the popular Calatus Assassin, which are both used for objectives. The second place guard list is very similar, with Leontis and a platoon command squad to increase the range on his orders. This list takes 2 Lehman Russ tank commanders with the battle cannons and multi-melters to allow them to deal with all kinds of targets. Finally, for HQs we have Ursula Creed, who is another popular choice. She is great for leading Kazakin, as she allows the unit to be given 2 orders, which synergizes well with their ability to have an order active. She also allows the use of 1 battle tactic stratagem for free each turn. Like the other list, this one takes 3 squads of Bulgrin and 3 squads of Kazakin to really emphasize how competitive these units are for guard. We have 2 Basilisks with their Strength 8, AP 2 and Damage 2 Earthshaker cannons, which are quite good for elite infantry. For even more indirect fire, there are 2 Manticores, which are still popular. Finally, there are 2 Scout Sentinels, which can target an enemy unit within 18 inches. When your army fires at it, you get reroll 1s to hit, and you ignore the indirect fire penalty, which is nice for all the artillery. In our weekly stat shows, the guard's win rate is quite low, even though we won some big tournaments like this one. These lists are a good example of why they can do well in the hands of a talented player. However, they do rely on a few units to do the heavy lifting. I would imagine most guard players will either not have the units, or will want to play a more balanced list when they go to a tournament. This will lead to the win rate dropping, as only a very small selection of units are able to compete with the top lists from other factions. The third place Orcs list is the first we have seen in a while in one of our tournament spotlights. We have seen them do well in our weekly stat shows, so it's nice to have a list to look at which got into the top 3 of a big tournament. This list takes a whole host of characters, with no less than 3 epic heroes. We see Ghazghkull himself as the Warlord. He is essentially a small tank with toughness 6 and 10 wounds. The unit he is leading gets +1 to hit and wound, and when you call the war, all Orcs within 12 inches of Makari get lethal hits on their melee weapons, which is a very nice damage increase. This includes Gaz himself, who makes 6 attacks at Strength 14, AP 3 and Damage 4. He can only lead Mega Nobs, and I would imagine the small squad of 2 were included just for this purpose. Next we have Mozrog Scragbad, who is also a monster in melee, with his 3 damage Gut Ripper, and the 4 damage devastating wound attacks from Big Chomper. We have Captain Badrook to lead the 10 strong squad of Flash Gits for some decent Orgy shooting, considering he gives them all reroll hits. They could in theory jump in one of the 3 trucks to blast away out the top while being driven about. One of the 2 war bosses in the Nob with War Banner would have led the big squad of boys, which I would imagine went in the battle wagon to make use of its transport capacity of 22 infantry models. The cunning but brutal enhancement will allow the unit to shoot and charge when it fell back. I would imagine the other war boss joined the squad of knobs and went in a truck, with the beast stagger boys most likely being used for objectives. We then have a Death Killer Wartrike with the super cyborg body, which gives it a 4+ feel no pain, which is very nice for its 9 wounds. Its 12-inch movement and auto advance of 6 inches is very nice for getting it where it needs to be. Finally, we have 2 squads of Grot, which are basically auto-include. For only 40 points for 10, they can generate a CP on a roll of a 4+ when on an objective. If both these are on an objective, that is a roughly 75% chance you get a CP that turn. They also have OC2, which is nice for holding the objectives once they get there. This orc list is all about getting into melee range quickly, with some fire support from units such as the Flaskets, which sounds very orky to me. Unsurprisingly, the Space Marines are the most played faction with 16.32%. Necrons are in second with 8.95%, followed by Custodians in third with 7.37%. It takes our resident stats guru and Ultramarine fanboy Fearless Fox many hours to collect all the data. It would be great if you could show your appreciation by liking and sharing the video. It really helps us with the God algorithm of YouTube. We have grouped the win rates by colour, with the key at the bottom of the screen. Chaos Space Marines and World Eaters top the chart, both getting a win rate of 60%. This is quite impressive for this tournament, considering they both have been struggling. Tower, the last faction outside the Goldilocks zone, with a win rate of 57.1%. The second most popular faction, Necrons, come next with a win rate of 54.9%. Sisters are close behind on a win rate of 54.2%. The first and second place finisher, Guard, get a win rate of 53.4%, with those 2 players getting a third of their wins between them. The Thousand Sons have a win rate of 51.4%, with the third most popular faction, Custodians, rounding out the green group on 50.7%. The third place finisher, Orcs, top the yellow group with a win rate of 49.1%, with the most popular faction, Space Marines, getting 40.9% alongside Aldari. The majority of the Chaos Warbands are unknown, with the single Imperial Fist player leading the way for the Loyalists on an impressive 80%. The Iron Hands get a win rate of 53.3%, with the most popular chapter, the Black Templars, getting a win rate of 51.4%. The second most popular, Blood Angels, get a win rate of 41.7%, with the Space Wolves on a 40% win rate. The Raven Guard win a third of their games, with the Dark Angels on 26.7%. The Salamanders have a win rate of 20%, with the Death Watch on a 10% win rate. If you enjoyed our content, please subscribe, check out one of the videos on screen, and consider using our affiliate links in the description. Thank you for watching.